Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Nathan Fox. With me is Ben Olson. We're the founders of lsatdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. Anonymous writes in asking about the purpose of drilling.
Okay. Hello, Ben and Nathan. I've been loving the podcast. A friend of mine listened and was able to score a 174 on their LSAT. The method they used and recommended to me was doing an untimed section each day. The initial concern with this may be timing, but this is not a large problem for me. I'm not rushing through a section, but if I work diligently and focus, I finish around the required time frame. Timing is something I want to focus on after I feel I have a handle on the test. I always go through missed questions after an untimed section. I was wondering how drilling differs from this and what purpose it serves. Some of my statistics, if it helps, are 1, diagnostic score was a 147. I'm currently scoring 157 to 160. My goal score is a 170. Thanks for your help.
The way you're doing it, doing time section, it's like you're doing time sections as a drill.
Yeah.
So if you did 25 questions in drilling, it would be very similar to what you're currently doing with an untimed section. I think drilling's better though, for a couple reasons. One, in drilling, the second you struggle with a question, you can immediately review your mistake while it's fresh. I think you learn more faster if you just review it right away.
Yeah, it's like, do you want your interest to compound daily or yearly?
Yeah, that's a good analogy. Two, the algorithm itself will change the difficulty of the questions you're attempting if you're doing drilling. If you're doing an untimed section, then do those results even go into the algorithm? I'm not sure they do.
They do affect your rating, but so the next time you start drilling, it would take into account that information and give you a question at the skill level it thinks you should be at. But it's not as good of a use of time, because let's say you're just not that good at the test. Well, then the drilling algorithm is going to give you easier questions, which is where you should be focusing your time. Again, do you want to compound your efforts, or do you want to just let them be a little more random? It's not that there isn't value in doing an untimed section or a section, but the bigger value comes from ignoring the clock and getting used to what the actual test is going to be like, and then going back and doing drilling, which is precisely targeted to what you need, versus a section, which is going to be an element of randomness.
I would go back to my default recommendation that I make to literally every student, which is do a mix of drilling one day and a timed section the next. Now, you're doing the right thing here, Anonymous, by not focusing on timing. When you do a timed section, I don't want you to focus on timing. I want you to focus on the questions that you're doing and just solving them correctly and being okay with the fact that you might run out of time. My concern about someone like this is that, Anonymous is going to get to the point where he decides like, okay, today's the day that I'm going to start working on timing. And then he's going to start doing the test in a completely different way.
Yeah, I think a similar concern is that Anonymous writes, I finish around the required time frame. Okay.
But I'm only scoring 157 to 160.
Well, also, as soon as you start timing, like you're saying, Nate, it's gonna affect your psyche and how you approach the section. And so I think you're underestimating the significance of being able to go even just 2 minutes longer.
Well, you'd be scoring higher if you did fewer questions.
Yeah.
You're currently scoring 157 to 160, and you think it's good that you
that means
currently
your accuracy
finish.
is low.
Oh, your accuracy sucks.
Yeah.
You're skimming the surface. So, you've made a 10-point improvement, which is great, but you might have made a 20-point improvement by now if you would have stayed focused on actually solving each question one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So timing is not your problem, and timing is nobody's problem. Your problem is you're just not reading carefully enough to solve these questions.
Yeah.
And I think a mix of drilling and timed sections is what's going to get you there. You drill one day so that you realize, like, okay, I'm going to put together a long streak of correct answers here. And then when I miss one, I got the videos, I got the written explanations, I got the ask button, I got a million different ways that I can learn whatever lessons this question is identifying for me that I need to learn. Then the next day you do a timed section, but you just turn off the clock and ignore the clock and see how far you go. And it's a huge win for somebody like Anonymous. How many questions do you think Anonymous, like with 100% accuracy, Anonymous, if you did like 17 questions, you'd already be scoring higher than you're currently reporting.
Yeah.
So the lesson that you learn from doing timed sections is, even though the clock's ticking, I still do best if I just focus on solving one question at a time.
You can also finish the section when your time is
exactly
up.
Finish the section untimed.
If you really want to do the rest of the questions, you can. There's
and you
nothing
should
blocking you. Yeah,
that's fine. But I guess that's my problem with this strategy is that why not just time yourself? It doesn't require anything extra to time yourself.
Yep.
Just time yourself and then finish the section untimed if you want. But always thoroughly review your mistakes and never, ever waste any time thinking about timing. If you do, the test will start feeling hard for you. You'll be making the test hard by worrying about the timing.
Yeah. I feel like it's almost like trying, like if you're bench pressing or something, it's like, oh, I want to hit 300 and then I'll worry about form. But as soon as you start bringing in form, your weight's going to drop way down. You're like, well, you're not actually there because you were like juggling to get the weight up.
Yeah.
And so you're just hiding your weaknesses. Anyways.
Anything more for Anonymous?
Nope. Keep us posted. Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.